Many business owners, when they start out the business, maybe it's all business owners, they are basically doing everything. They are the jack of all trades. They are the finance person. They are the people in the business because they do all the work themselves. They are producing, maybe if they produce something. The business owner does everything, doing the sales. You're doing every single thing. And why is that? Well, the reason for doing that, and it's a natural process for building a business, is that you are saving money, and that's the first thing, because having all those people in place costs money. Having all the systems in place costs money. So what you need to do is you need to find a way to do it first without money, and then you need to transition into shifting this workload off of you because you're running out of time. You're running out of time to do everything, and you're not growing your business. So that's the working in the business part, which is fine to start off. You start off working in a business, but then you need to transition working on your business. That transition process is what we call the systemization of the business. Now I'm going to talk to you about that specifically, is the systemization of your business. Now the systemization is highly dependent on your business model and your financial model. If you have got that wrong, you will really battle with the systemization and you'll get stuck in your business. That is a big problem. So go back to your business model and fix it before you systemize. Now, what do I mean by that? You need to understand when you scale your business, what will your business need? Now, before you can scale, you need to systemize. And before you systemize, you need to have tested all the aspects of your business model. Once you've done that, and you see that you will be able to afford all the systems, you will be able to afford to scale, you feel confident in doing that, then you systemize your business. Once you've systemized your business, then you can scale. Now, systemization itself has several aspects, and I am only going to talk about those aspects. It's got two major players. So one is technology. So we can systemize by putting computer systems, technology, machines, anything like that in place. Okay. You might have, before systemizing your business, outsourced some of those components, but now you bring some of it in-house. So because you would have the financial capabilities to do it, and maybe the premises or whatever. If it is computer systems and your business need that in-house or need to create that so that you can automate some of your tasks, then you create get the systems in place. Okay. Now, I'm not just talking about an accounting system. Any business can have that in place from day one. Accounting system is not what I talk about when I talk about systemization. In terms of the accounting aspect specifically, it would be moving the accounting and invoicing away from you to a person who handles all of that for you. But here's the problem, and this is my example of systemizing. If you haven't had standard pricing in a market, right? Many entrepreneurs test their pricing by, for example, having different pricing for different customers and testing and seeing when do they say no and all that, and having different pricing for different customers. But that's not systemizable, right? So you've got to be very quick with that and have a deadline for that, and then it needs to be a standardized price, which is market related based on what you found from your competitors as well, and your value add and all of that. Now that is a prerequisite before you can systemize for something simple as invoicing. So imagine if you want to delegate your invoicing process to someone, to a person, and you can't tell them what the rates for each customer would be. There's no standardization of rates. Then you can't do that because it's all in here. So that's the first thing in terms of systemization. You first need to standardize, and that standardization is critical. Okay. Now, when you standardize, you have to have documentation of your processes. If this happens, then that happens. So you need to have some kind of documentation in place. Now, that is part of your systemization. Do you hear that it is not just systems? There are people involved in all businesses. Do you know that Facebook, people told me, no, you've got like 3 people running Facebook. This was like 3 years ago. And someone prominent told me, no, we are not interested in helping people creating technology businesses because it actually kills jobs. I thought, but something doesn't make sense here. How does Facebook handle 1 billion or 2 billion people on their platform with 2 or 3 people? I think that's impossible, right? So they've got systems in place, and their systems are human beings. Facebook have human beings in place, and they have grown in a space of 10 years from the 3 people or 2 or 3 people they started out with to 37,000 people. Some of our banks employ that, and it took them many more years to get to that level of employment. And the problem that business have created, the business called Facebook have created for other industries, is that jobs are moving away from those industries into Facebook, which is an American company. Okay? So we have to think carefully, because before we throw the baby out of the bath water and say, no, we can't start technology, we need labor intensive. No, we need to specifically get on with the task in creating technology companies. Now, the technology itself is not always the system. It's the people behind that drives the system. You need to identify what those skills are that you will need in your business right from the beginning, and those skills needs to be available. So that is part of your business model. Resources required in terms of that section, one of the 9 sections. What resources key resources do you need? So if there's a human resource that you don't have access to, you are going to battle to systemize your business. So that is true for every aspect. And the key thing that I wanted to communicate here is that the resource is important, plus that you do your financial model correctly and that you test your pricing. Because often the biggest mistake companies are making is that, or startup businesses are making, is that they think they can get cheaper into the market, but they haven't calculated their future overheads into their pricing if they would try to systemize their business. Because systemization requires employees require salaries, and if that's not in your pricing model, in your business model, and in your financial model, and in your cost structure, you will have a big problem. Okay, you will not be able to scale, you'll get stuck, and then you will have a cash flow ceiling, and you will not be able to have the money to buy the things you need in order to release your time from being hogged by your business. You have to plan for the systems right from the start when you start up a business, and have that as part of your business model. That is critical. Too many businesses forget about that and think, okay, let's just buy and sell. And they buy this item for 100 Rand or $10 or whatever and sell it for a markup. But what will happen if they need to scale is they might need more people, and then the markup, the profit margin gets crunched, and then they say, oh, this business is actually not viable. I thought it was a viable business, but it's not. So that is why your business model is so critical. And to think about scaling right from the beginning is exactly what you need to do.